What's up, YouTube? Joseph here, and it's deck profile time. This deck profile will be for Yousenju. Uh, Long story short, I ended up making this deck pretty much at the last minute. Um, Excluding yesterday, I practically have everything that I needed for the. Okay, so pretty much build this deck at the last minute. Technically, I wasn't going to build this, and pretty much I was convinced and then got whooped by the deck. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to build it. So that's pretty much how we ended up here. Other than that, I'm pretty sure one of my friends is actually running the same deck, but he's running his completely different from mine in terms of just the number of cards in it and stuff like that. Other than that, pretty much, guys, I'm actually going to go straight into the deck profile, which is actually the first, because normally this would be the opening of the video, and then I'd cut off and then go straight into the deck profile, but I'm actually going to do it different. So right here, we have the first three monsters in the deck, which I run three of, comma 1, comma 2, and comma 3. All your Yousenju monsters have the ability that when either they're normal summoned or special summoned, during the phase in which they were summoned, they technically go back to the hand. So that's why cards like Divine Wind and Mist Valley work really well with this deck, because you can get monsters onto the field. Aside of that, they all have their own special abilities. Combo 1 says when another Yousenju monster is on the board, you can return one card your opponent controls back to their hand. Comma 2 can attack directly, but the damage he does is halved. Comma 3 says whenever a Yousenju monster inflicts damage, you can search your deck for a Yousenju card and add it to your hand. Outside of them, I have Yousenju Tsuji. I'm going to pronounce the name wrong. I am sorry for that. Tsujiki. Or, like I said, I'm pronouncing the name wrong. I do apologize. But pretty much this monster is your honest. Giving either 1,000 attack to the monster during the damage step by discarding it from your hand, or during your turn, you can, while it's on the field, you can give one of your Yousenju monsters plus 1,000 attack for the turn. The next Yousenju monster I'm running is Misaka. Misaka is pretty much Allied Justice Catastor. When it battles monsters that aren't wind, it automatically destroys them. But when he's special summoned, he can destroy one card on the field, and then during the end phase, he goes back to the hand. I do rarely see a chain with the higher level monsters in the deck, that they go back to the deck instead of being on the board. So pretty much I'm running 3, 3, 3, 3, and 2 of. Aside along these, I am running both of the pendulum monsters. I'm running 2 right and 2 left. Senshi. Right Senshi. Once a turn, if a pendulum monster is in the pendulum zone, you can change its level. It's scaled at 11, so instead of being 5/5, it'll be 11/11. So that helps you bring out the 6s, 7s, and 8s and stuff like that. Suchi says whenever a Yousenju card monster would be destroyed, you can send it to the graveyard instead. So that helps in terms of just keeping the monsters on board. If they say they end up getting torrential or bottomless. Other than that, when they're normal summon, they switch to defense mode. And then the left one says when card effects would target other Yousenju monsters, they target him. And then your opponent can't target it for battle. All your other Yousenju monsters except for R. So pretty much they're walls. So that's pretty much the monsters. I do run 3 of each. I just didn't show them because I wanted to cut the time and all that. Outside of the monster lineup, that's pretty much the lineup itself. I run 3 Training Ground. This is a really good setup card, similar to the next card, which I'm going to show in a minute. Pretty much whenever Yousenju monster is normal summon, you gains a counter. You can remove any number of the counters to do one of the following effects. If you remove one counter, you give all your Yousenju monsters 300 attack until the end of the turn. Or you can remove 3 counters and insert your deck for your Yousenju card, or your graveyard for your Yousenju card, and add it to hand. Next is Tenki. For those who are relatively familiar with Beast Warrior archetypes, that's where Tenki comes in. Majority of this deck is Beast Warrior, so you can easily search for your targets with this card. Next is MST, just getting rid of floodgates and problematic monsters. For my one Snatch Steel, one Raye, one Dark Hole. Alright, for the traps, we have 3 secret, Yousenju secret move. Move is pretty much your divine judgment. All you have to do is have a Yousenju card and a monster in Yousenju monster, and pretty much you can. Oh no, all of my face-up monsters you control are Yousenju. You pretty much negate cards and then destroy them. So easily searching for this or retrieving it is really not that hard because of the hunting ground, the training ground, and stuff like that. Next is 2 emptiness for 2 of the floodgate cards, as well as the second floodgate card, which is anti-spell fragrance. 2 really powerful trap cards, shutting down most of your opponent's plays. You really don't worry about your normal summon, because your normal summon pretty much is relatively easy in terms of let me show the emptiness, because emptiness pretty much says no special summon. You easily just normal summon off the bat with your deck, and it's not that hard. The anti-spell fragrance just helps you slow down your opponent from using all their power spells and stuff like that, making them wait a turn to use them. Outside of these, pretty much 2 wiretap to protect my trap cards themselves. I have 1 Bottomless and 1 Solemn Warning. Okay, that's the main deck. On to the extra deck. Excluding 3 monsters, which I don't have. The extra deck, I practically have everything else up. The 3 monsters I don't have are 1 Diagonal Emerald, 1 Exciton Knight, and 1 101. Relatively, those cards are self-explanatory themselves, but other than that, the extra deck I have is pretty solid. It consists of 3 Lightning Chidori, 1 Castell, 1 Harpy's Pet Phantasmal Dragon, which ironically when I wasn't going to run, but my friend had the idea to run one in his, and his deck pretty much is a lot better than mine in terms of construction and build and all that, and he pretty much gave me the idea to run this, so I'm going to run it as well. And it's worked relatively well in terms of late game and just pure setup. 2 Galgaga Cowboy. Primarily, once you do all your big beater damage, you're going in for the burn. Especially with 2. Because you can easily generate that many monsters. 2 Dweller for that same instant. Locking your opponent's graveyard from play. Pretty much stopping all their graveyard play effects as well. 1 Ouroboros, because I felt you do Ouroboros or Delta Rose, whichever one you feel comfortable with or have at the moment. You possibly fit in room for both, but I went for the Ouroboros. 1 Maestroke, because she helps with Lightning Chidori's ability. 1 Raspbody and Berserk is a DD Crow, walking DD Crow, and then he attaches himself to an Exceed, and the Exceed can do more damage. 1 Heartland Drago, self-explanatory monster right there. 1 Crazy Box for the skill drain matchups, and the Unicorn, and 1 Ragnar Zero. So that's pretty much the end of the deck profile, you guys. I do want to say thank you all for watching, and till next time, this is What I Extreme, signing out.